Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I have for you is episode 18 of my Football Manager 23 save with #United. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 20 likes on today's episode, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below to help boost the video in YouTube algorithm. Since you were last with us, our form has been a little bit inconsistent. We've played a number of cup matches, and today we have the second FA Cup qualifying round, and we also have Canvey Island in the league. So two pretty tough tests for us. We've made a couple of signings. We've got a couple of players out the door. It's exciting times this season. Like I said in the last episode, no promotion this season, and we will be looking to move on to try and climb our way up the ladder. Because if we don't at a fourth season, a fourth attempt with hashtag, I don't see how we ever get out of the league. With the budget that we've got as well this season, with the squad that he's got, it's promotion or nothing. Make sure to drop a like on there for me, subscribe if you're new as well, and let's get into it. We'll start out then with our transfer business. Andrew Brown has gone out on loan for the season to Bristol United. They're paying all of his wages. He's going there as a star player. I believe they are the standard below us, so obviously we're step 4. I believe at Bristol United are step 5. Obviously, with us getting a striker out the door, it did mean that we needed to bring someone in, and 28-year-old Corey Andrews has come in on a one-year contract. He's got a decent value, to be fair. £180 per week. He's done okay in England. You know, he's got a £10,000 move back in the day to Wellstone, not even that long ago. He's done okay. He recently moved over to Wales, though, where he's played 5 goals in 10 in the 24-25 season. Didn't really play out too much last season, and he has now joined #United on a free transfer. He can also play on the left wing, but he's going to come in and play as a backup advance forward to Fabio Fane, and I think on a one-year deal, bit of experience up there. We need another option up there. Really happy to get this one in through the door. And our other signing is Frankie France, 20-year-old central midfielder on £230 a week, but he is more than worth it. Very good central midfielder. He's come in as a deep line playmaking option and a very, very good player. Recently been released by Dagenham and Redbridge. He's had numerous loan spells with Kings Langley, Whitehawk, and last season with Billericay, where he did okay in 15 appearances. Really happy to get this one in though on a free transfer. Like I say, one-year deal, 5-star potential, 20 years of age. It just made sense. It now might mean we release Rio Diol. We're going to keep him for now because we don't need to get him off the wage bill, and he's good just to have an option, but I don't really see a world in which Rio Diol fits into this squad. Now, we are still trying to bring in another centre-back and maybe even another target man. Obviously, Andrew Brown not really developing, to be honest with you. We did give him a long-term contract. He's here until the end of next season, but as of right now, can't say I've been fairly impressed with him so far this season. In terms of how we've been getting on then since you were last with us, we had a 4-1 win away at Winchester in the FA Cup preliminary round. Then we unfortunately had a 2-1 defeat away at Coggles Hall in the league, losing that one in the 93rd minute. Was absolutely heartbreaking. We then had a 3-2 win at home to Grays. We were 1-0 down, then it went 1-1, then a minute later they made it 2-1, but then a brace from Andrew Brown made us pick up the 3 points. After that, we had an unfortunate 2-0 defeat away at Bowers and Pitsea in the league before a 1-1 draw at home to Cheshire United in the Emirates FA Cup first qualifying round. They equalised in the 91st minute. Then we obviously played them again in the FA Cup first qualifying round replay, where we managed to get the 1-0 win in that one before most recently a 2-0 win at home to Gresley in the FA Trophy first qualifying round. In today's episode then we have Stourbridge in the Emirates FA Cup second qualifying round. This is a bit of a mouthful to get through. They are currently in step 3 and obviously we're step 4, so that one will be a tough challenge for us. And we also have Canvey Island, who are currently 16th in the table, but again, pretty decent side. I feel like, were they not recently above us? Yes, they were. They've been relegated last season. So now they are back in our league. Again, they're really struggling this year, but they're still a pretty good side. Here is the league table. We're currently 10th, but again, pretty much every team around us has played more matches than us. We are currently 7 points off top of the table, with only 1 game in hand on top of the table. Basildon United are a little bit good. Here we have it then. Here's how we line up for today's match away at Stourbridge. We line up in our 4-2-4 formation with Taylor in goal, a back four of Beresford, Haysom, Cunningham and Bateson, with Diabate and Franz in the midfield, Francis and Butler on the wings with Teniola and Andrews up front. On the bench we've got 7 subs today: Essien, Burks, Diol, DPD, Junior, Rendall and Fane. Obviously Taylor Dodd is currently out injured. He's going to be back in another 2 weeks, so he probably won't feature in this episode, hence why Haysom Bateson is getting the nod at centre-back. It's going to be a very tough test. I'm not expecting anything from the game, but obviously to go through into the next qualifying round would be absolutely incredible, and obviously the better you do in the cups, the more money you get in, and money at this level is very tight, so the more wins we get in the cup matches, the better. We really do need to go on a cup run at some point, because eventually we'll run out of money, especially because we seem to find it pretty impossible to get promoted. We're underway for today's game. They're playing a 4-3-3 defence, so they've got the extra body in the midfield, but again, we've got that extra striker in there. We're going to be man for man against their back four. 15 minutes in, it's been a pretty even start so far. They've probably slightly edged it, but again, they're the standard above us. We have picked up a couple early bookings here, which is not ideal. Don't want me to always press Matty down. And here we go, first highlight of the game. Taylor distributes over to Bateson, over at left back, down the line into Mike Butler, who's not really impressed so far this season. Can he get a ball in here? Bateson, first time ball in, Teniola, it's bouncing around, and somehow it's not ended up in the back of the net. And now Stourbridge coming forward on the counter-attack. Marshall shoots from distance. God, that's a mouthful. Unfortunately, for them anyway, it goes just over the bar. Half an hour on the clock. It's certainly been a lively start to this game. There's a big chance there for Teniola, whose form has been a little bit hit and miss. That's certainly one thing that I will say. Approaching that half-time mark, we do finally have another highlight. Beresford finds Diabate. He finds Francis. Bit of room here. Ball into the box towards that back post. No one can unfortunately get on the end of it. Andrews picks it up here. Goes back into Franz, the debutant. Bateson comes inside here and finds Cunningham. He lays it off into Diabate, out wide into Beresford. Loads of time to whip a ball in. Great ball in. Butler can't get on the end of that though. And there is the halftime whistle. Stourbridge nil, #nil. I tell you what, I'm happy with the performance so far. We're doing pretty well. More of that in the second half. And there's always the chance we'll grab a goal, because I think we've been pretty good. But Franz with a massive mistake on debut. And it's 1-0 to Stourbridge 10 seconds into the second half. What on earth has he done there? That is an absolutely massive error. It's literally a simple 10-15 yard pass. He's massively underhit that. Taylor, for some reason, is miles off his line. Marshall curls into the top corner, and it's an absolute gift. An absolute gift in a game where you're playing against such a high standard opposition on your debut as well. To make such a big mistake like that is not going to go down well with the fans. Bateson looking for a ball in behind there. It's cut out by Smith. Only as far as Butler. Ball swung in. Great ball in. Teniola can't get on the end of that one. It falls to Jermaine Francis. Low ball in. Again, it's blocked, and Stourbridge will be able to come forward on the counter attack. Looking very dangerous here. Cunningham manages to cut that one out. Can't find Beresford though now. And Cassim picks it up. He finds Downing. Haaland, the non-league version, switches the play with a beautiful ball. Lomas beats Bateson to the ball. Smith over the top looking for Marshall. Cunningham underneath that, and now Beresford puts it into no man's land there, and Downing will have loads of time here to pick this ball up. He goes inside to Richards. Good inception there from Jermaine Francis. Gets there ahead of Cassim. Driving forward with the ball. Out wide into Beresford. Back into Francis. Brilliant football here. Deserves a goal. Butler hits the crossbar, and that was a big opportunity again for us there, which we haven't taken. We've had 7 shots, and not one of them has tested the keeper yet. We've not hit the target once all game, and I am now thinking about a couple of substitutions in my mind. With an hour now gone on the clock, Teniola's on a 6.1. He's pretty tired. Fainit is going to come on as a poacher. We'll keep Andrews as that advance forward. We're going to bring on Junior as well on that right hand side for Jermaine Francis. And final change of the game. I mean, I'd like to bring Cunningham off, but we don't have another centre-back at the club at the moment. This is why we need to get another centre-back in. We'll leave it for another 5 or 10 minutes before we make our final substitutions. We need to get a goal back anytime soon. 20 minutes to go on the clock. Beresford finds Diabate over on that far side. Beresford again now. Picks the ball up here. Twisting and turning. Diabate finds Cunningham. Lays it off into Franz. Great ball into Butler, who strikes. And Mike Butler has his second goal of the season. Loads of time for him there. Franz has made up with the big error for the goal. Comes up with an assist in this game. Butler with a brilliant strike to find the back of the net. Beats the keeper at his near post. And just as I was about to maybe bring Butler off, he's found himself on the score sheet. I mean, he had loads of time there. Great first time finish. Keeper should be doing better for me there. But we are now back in it against a very good Stourbridge side. I don't really want to make any more changes now. It seemed bringing on Junior and Fainit have somehow got us a goal, even though they had nothing to do with the goal whatsoever. Wade sends a ball forward looking for Haaland. Underneath it there. Phillip over the top looking for Haaland again, but Beresford is able to cut that one out. And now Taylor sends the ball long looking for Andrews, but the ball isn't the greatest. Cassim picks it up over on the far side. Well defended though by Beresford, and now Taylor will look to play out from the back here. He finds Bateson, the #United left back. driving forward the ball here, clips it into the channel. That's going to run all the way through though to Wade. And now he will look to distribute it. 10 minutes left on the clock. We've still got one more change to use. We'll see what happens though from this highlight first, whether we go more defensive or more attacking. We do want to win the game. Junior picks up the ball and drives forward with it. Loses it far too easily for me there. Now Kasim gets past Beresford far too easy. Just bring him down. Just take the red card. Kasim into the penalty area. Squares it. And that is just poor. Very, very poor. Junior loses the ball far too easily. Beresford should take one for the team there. He hasn't. Yes, he's still on the pitch, but as soon as Kasim goes past you, you've just got to pretend that you've run into him there and act really innocent to the referee and hope he's feeling nice. Bateson should do far better as well at left back. And with 10 minutes to go, Stourbridge are back ahead in today's game. We are now going to bring on another attacker. Haysom is going to come off. Rendell, is going to come on as an attacking midfielder. We're going to go to a back three and just play with one centre back on the pitch if this game would like to put Cunningham into the middle. There we go. Rendell is going to come on and play as an attacking midfielder. Franz is now going to play as a Mazzala. Diabate is now going to play as an attacking central midfielder. We're going to get Beresford further forward up the pitch as well as a complete wing back. Bateson as well further forward as a complete wing back. Let's just hope after 10 minutes, this final 10 minutes, we can cause absolute chaos and get back into this game. Diabate looking over the top. That's a poor ball. Mason easily cuts that one out. Kasim picks up the ball here in at the midfield. Downing now sends one over the top looking for Marshall. Taylor will be able to claim that one though, and he cuts that one out. We'll give him some final pieces of encouragement. Cunningham picks up the ball here. Switches out wide into Bateson, who's now very high up the pitch. Andrews finds Butler. Looks for Andrews once more. Heavy touch there from Richards, and Butler will pick it up once more. Can he get one into the box? It's deflected. Phillip picks it up, and now Stourbridge have the chance to counter-attack. With how offensive and aggressive we're playing, it does leave us exposed at the back for Marshall to wrap the game up. Ruben Marshall with his 8th goal of the season, and we will be crashing out of the FA Cup in the unfortunately, the second qualifying round, I believe this is. I mean, Cunningham should have played an offside trap there. Either way, Marshall rounds Taylor, slots it away for 3, and I don't think there's any chance of us getting back into this game. Now, we gave it a valiant effort. We had to go more attacking for the last 10 minutes. Unfortunately, it has cost us a goal, and we will be crashing out of the FA Cup, but it's not been a bad performance. You know, we've had more of the ball, more passes completed in terms of percentage. We've had a decent amount of shots and shots on target. We've just been a little bit unlucky, really. On another day, we come away from this game with potentially the win and we go through into the next round. We've got players flooding forward at ease here though, but unfortunately Rendell is not very good, and now Stourbridge could really make it look pretty embarrassing here. Kasim squares for Marshall, and that's got to be miss of the season. That is an absolutely shocking miss. That will be full time though. We won't be getting anything from this game, and this is probably going to be a pointless highlight. Although, Feeney is in behind here, into the penalty area, he squares it for Butler, and it's actually gone into the back of the net. I thought it was going to be a pointless highlight. I mean, it's a pretty pointless goal, because there's 15 seconds left on the clock, and it's going to take us about 30 to get back to the halfway line, and then they'll take another 30 seconds to delay it, but it's always nice to make the scoreline look a little bit more respectable. I mean, it's nice to see Feeney and Butler linking up pretty decently there. Unfortunately, it's just too little, too late, unless the referee is feeling nice and he's going to add some time on here. Who knows? Stourbridge with the ball here though. Mason finds Jenkins. He goes into Phillip. Inside here into Haaland. He finds Kasim. Driving forward. Can we get a tackle in maybe? Marshall's in. Marshall is going to score again. Well, there has been another goal in the game. There hasn't been another goal in the game because Marshall's offside. Thankfully. Although I feel like we're not even going to have a chance to get this ball up the pitch, are we? Franz looking over the top. He's got into a good area there. We've just not really got enough willing runners. And Downing finds Wade. He clears it. Referee blows for full time. Stourbridge 3, #2. We are out of the FA Cup already this season. But again, we're focusing on the league this season. It's disappointing that we didn't win. We had a lot of chances, but it's not the end of the world. Some good performances in there. Some pretty poor performances in there. There is going to be changes for the next game. Let's go see how we line up. Well, I'm going to assume here Canvey Island's game against Cray Wanderers is in the FA Cup 3rd qualifying round, because I really wanted to play Canvey Island on camera. Unfortunately, that doesn't look like it's going to be happening now. I mean, I literally played that game in the FA Cup because I wanted to play against Canvey Island, and that game in the FA Cup was more impressive than Deeping Rangers in the FA Trophy 2nd qualifying round. Well, it's cup matches galore in today's episode, and now we take on Deeping Rangers, who find themselves in the Northern Premier League Division 1 Midlands. If we don't beat this team by about 6 goals, I'm going to be disappointed. Here we have it then. Here's how we line up for today's match at home to Deeping Rangers. Lots of changes. I believe only Cunningham and Feeney are in the team who normally do start for us. We've got Sager. I've no idea. We've got the young goalkeeper. He's in between the sticks with Essien, Haysom, Cunningham and Burks in that back four. I mean, Burks is actually naturally a left wing back, so we might as well just put him there. We're not playing against the greatest of sides, so we're happy to take that gamble and play a bit of an asymmetrical formation. We've got Diol and DPD in that midfield. Big opportunity for Diol, who, like I say, he's currently in on a non-contract after last season's contract expired, and we've failed to agree new terms with him. Now we've brought in, obviously, Franz and Diabate. Obviously, still got DPD and Burks, who can play in central midfield. There's not really too much of a role for Diol, so big opportunity for him in today's game. Junior and Rendall on the wings with Andrews and Feeney up front. On the bench, we've got a Beresford, Diabate, Franz, Butler and Teniola. Obviously, Taylor Dodd is still going to be out for another 5 days, so he won't even make the next match against Wroxham. They're currently top of the table. But today's focus is on the Isuzu FA Trophy second qualifying round, I think that is. So I was going to say 3 points would be nice. A win would be really nice. Obviously, disappointing to lose out to Stourbridge in the first match of today's episode. After this game, we'll play through about 10-15 matches unless something really significant happens, and we'll make some real progress through this season. We are now underway, though, for today's game. This is a rare opportunity that we've seen ourselves play against a 4-2-3-1. It seems like everyone seems to play a 4-4-2 flat, but our opposition today are looking confident. Diol picks up the ball here. Loads of room. Crosses for Feeney. Comes all the way to the back post to Junior. Big opportunity for him today's game to try and find himself back in that starting 11. Fraser-Jones clears it though. Cunningham with a nice header. Smith picks it up in the midfield though. Approaching the hashtag half, he now finds, is that Franz and Jones driving inside with the ball. He finds Davidson. A little bit of room for him here. Is he going to shoot? He's going to find Smith. Great football here. And Deeping Rangers are ahead. They're not. It's offside. I mean, that was brilliant build-up play there from the visitors. It all just seemed far too easy. That's maybe why they've got that attacking midfielder. Smith plays it through into Satch. Satch is offside. Goal disallowed, but it's a bit of a wake-up call for us there as Cunningham picks up the ball here. He goes inside to DPD, who's not really hit the heights of last season as of right now. I mean, he's not really played as much since Franz has come in, but I still need a little bit more from him. Cunningham looking over the top for Feeney. Doesn't win that though, and Stanley finds Davidson. Into Mormon. He finds Oliver I didn't really see his name there. Smith now picks it up. Diol with a good tackle. Burks up against Fraser-Jones. Can we get a tackle in here? We can't. Ball's into the box. And we're actually losing this time. It's Bradley Satch on the score sheet again. This time it's going to count. It's hashtag nil. Deeping Rangers 1. And we've rung the changes for today's game. But this squad is still more than good enough to get the win. I don't care how good Deeping Rangers are. For the level they're in, anything other than a win today is absolutely embarrassing. I mean, Haysom commits to a man. That would have been a penalty anyway, because Haysom just absolutely cleans someone out. The quicker Taylor Dodd is fit, the better. And unfortunately, we find ourselves behind with just 15 minutes on the clock. Beckles now with the ball. He's going to have a free kick here outside of the Deeping Rangers penalty area. He goes long and a ball is clipped over the top here. Satch is in behind once again here. I don't know what this defensive line is, but it's 2-0. It's Bradley Satch on the score sheet once more. He could have had a 15-minute hat-trick here. And out of absolutely nothing, we're finding ourselves in a really uncomfortable position right now. It just seemed far too easy for Deeping Rangers. Simple ball into the channel. Our defence is flat-footed. Essien seems to be playing everyone on side. I mean, it's an outstanding finish, to be fair. Off the crossbar and right into that bottom corner. And it's hashtag United 0. Deeping Rangers 2. I mean, he could have had a 3-minute hat-trick there. This could get really embarrassing today. They've hit the crossbar. They've hit the post. Oh my goodness me, are we going to see some changes at half-time? Because this is an absolute disgrace so far. Another free kick here for Beckles. He sends this one forward and Cunningham will pick it up. He looks out wide to absolutely nobody. For an experienced senior man in this team, we need to see a lot more from him. Davidson, he finds Mormon over on that far side. Stanley now, back down the line into Mormon. What can he do with the ball? Good tackle there from Junior. We finally won the ball back. Sager looks long for Andrews. Doesn't win it though. And now Mormon wins that header. Haysom, just stop playing the ball long, Haysom. That's not what you're instructed to do. DPD slots it through. Andrews finds Feeney. Got to be a goal, surely. He's kicked it straight to the keeper. You know when it just sometimes it seems like it's not going to be your day, and it's just wherever you do, you're probably not going to win the football match. This feels like one of them. Half an hour gone. We've clearly being the worst of the two sides. That was a big opportunity there. If you score there, you feel fairly confident you might be able to make it a pretty memorable match, but unfortunately nothing else has happened since that miss, and we go into half-time 2-0 down, absolutely embarrassed by that first half performance. I'm throwing the water bottle. I don't care if you've lost confidence, if you're angry or not. You've got 10 minutes here to sort it out, or we're making 3 changes, because so far it's been absolutely embarrassing, and it doesn't really seem like anything's changing. We're having shots, we're having opportunities, but we're just not converting them. We're making some changes now. I can't wait any longer. Nothing's happening. Rendall is going to come off for Mike Butler. We're going to bring on Alex Teniola for Corey Andrews as well and play Feeney as the advance forward. Final change of the game as well. Franz is going to come on in the centre of midfield for Diol, who's on a 6.2. We are going to change Franz's role slightly though to play as a Mazzala. And we're going to commit a few more bodies forward from that midfield. Half an hour to go. Still 2-0 to Deep in Rangers. And that's concerning. Corner ball here for the visitors. Swung into the box. Satch looking for that. It comes out on the volley. And Mormon with a great strike off the crossbar there. Big opportunity. And thankfully for our sake, we've just about got away with it on this occasion. Ball is sent long there. It's a really poor clearance. And that one could cause us problems. Thankfully, Sega is able to claim it. Are we going to distribute long? I mean, the option is short here. But no, he's going to ignore my instructions and go long. It's not a bad ball, to be fair. Fane is in behind here. As he kept himself onside, it doesn't matter anyway. Was he onside? He was onside. I mean, Feeney's finishing in this game has been embarrassing. Would Andrews have scored that? I'm not really so sure. I think our Italian superstar was going to be good, but apparently he's pretty inconsistent. Who would have thought a striker with 5 finishing would not really score many of his chances? Less than 10 minutes to go now. We've got a throw in here. And that is just poor from Junior, really, isn't it? Mormon wins it back far too easily, and a ball is now clipped into the channel. Haysom should be able to deal with that, but it's Haysom, and we all know on Football Manager, he's not very good. Cunningham sends a ball forward here. Cleared away, though, by the Deep in Rangers defender, and now it is in the midfield. The opposition driving forward with the ball here. Ball played through. Cunningham, though, with a good tackle. Again, with that long ball. Feeney flicks it on. Teniola just not close enough to it, and now the ball is sent long once more. Essien and Mormon in a really physical battle there. The ball falls in the midfield. Now Davidson, he's miles offside. Yeah, thank you. He's left that for a reason. Can we get a goal back? Can we make it exciting? A little bit of drama. It's a brilliant distribution again. Teniola, Feeney, surely something. Teniola's offside. Oh my goodness me. Mormon picks up the ball here over on this left hand side, swings an early ball in, great ball in. Cunningham underneath that. DPD finds Franz. He sends one over the top into Feeney. We're stretching their defence a lot right now, but we're not really doing a lot with it. Feeney shoots from distance, and of course he doesn't find the back of the net, obviously, because that was never going to go in from there. It's Football Manager. There's the full-time whistle. We crash out of both cup competitions in back-to-back matches. I mean, that one is more frustrating than the other one. The other one was a bit of a free hit. We rang the changes in this game. Nobody impressed apart from potentially maybe Junior. Cunningham had a good game, but apart from that, I'm absolutely embarrassed, and that is really frustrating. We now find ourselves 10th in the table. I say that, we played 2 cup matches, so it's completely irrelevant. I'm going to leave it there though for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 20 likes, as I said at the start of today's episode, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so and it does massively help out. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below to help boost the video in the YouTube algorithm. Any tips and tricks, all that sort of stuff are massively appreciated. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon for another one. Peace.